Hello everybody, I am Alpaca Patrol, and this is Gunman Clive! It's been a while since I did a checkout video, for a variety of reasons. But, you know, I picked this up on Steam actually for $2. I didn't even get a code from the developer, to be honest with you, just because I don't know, I saw it on Steam and it was super cheap, and it had a nice little ring to it as its little synopsis, which was, it's the year 18XX, so if you get an idea, an inkling of what that's a reference to, then you can kind of understand that Gunman Clive wears its influences on its sleeve. It is heavily inspired by Mega Man. And it's really cool. I picked it up on Steam. It's only $2, which is why I decided to pick it up. It's like, it's $2, whatever. Let's check this out. I do love Mega Man, and I do wish more games were like Mega Man. So yeah, I figured, hey, why don't I check out Gunman Clive? Oh, there's that's that file that I was on. Anyway, let's play with character Clive. So as you can see, we have the traditional old school like 3-file system. I really don't know why video games still do this really, but we have 3 files available to us. It deletes the file once you've beaten the game, because I have beaten the game actually, and I will go into that beating the game as I continue through this video. But as you start a new character, you start as either Clive or Miss Johnson. In both cases, however, you are going to be saving Miss Johnson, which is a little bit strange, I have to say. I think the idea between getting both Clive and Miss Johnson is for a little bit of a forced diversity perhaps, because, you know, nothing else really changes. You're still saving the damsel in distress, so Miss Johnson's saving herself as like a weird cloned copy of herself. Is very strange. I don't know what's going on there. Now, if you guys know, if you've heard of Gunman Clive before, it actually is a 3DS game, which I imagine it's in the Nintendo 3DS eShop or something, but it just appeared on Steam, I think 2 days ago, so you can pick it up now there for, again, like I said, $2. So I'm gonna play on normal difficulty. Hard difficulty lowers your health, and then also I forgot what else it does. It just lowers your health. You take more hits, and I don't think there's any other change to it. Or I mean, you die in less hits. Anyway, let's just play on normal real quick and just go ahead and start. It's important to note I am playing with the Xbox controller. It has native Xbox controller support. As you can see, the beginning of the story, quote unquote, of the game is we're chasing after Lady Johnson. I totally forgot her name. Is it Miss Johnson? I think it's Miss Johnson. Now, as you can see, the aesthetics of this game are, I think, goddamn beautiful. It's a lot of brown, I will say that. Well, I mean, you know, they're going for that, so that's fine. You know, they're going for the brown aesthetic. I mean, it is the Wild Wild West or whatever, so you know, that's cool. But I think, you know, the art totally lends itself to the style. I mean, they did a very good job. I think the game looks really pretty, and the music's awesome too. But as you can see, we're playing as Gunman Clive here, who's got he's got a pistol, and he fires in a very similar fashion to Mega Man. You can shoot as quick as you can, but only 3-shot bursts, right? Just like Mega Man, really. So you can fire these 3-shot bursts, and then you get your cooldown on your gun again. You can bend down, you can jump up. There's no dash, so it's Mega Man 1, so you don't have any dash or anything. But you can. Whoa! Did I just break the game? I'm not supposed to shoot this fast. That's weird. Yeah, see, that's. Huh, maybe you can shoot forward as many times as you want. I actually have no idea. That's... Huh. I've never seen that before. Anyway, whatever. It doesn't matter. So as you can see, we got the traditional, you know, enemy who just shoots bullets. Now, what you can do, what you learn about these enemies, is you just duck under these bullets. It doesn't really matter. Look, I'm just doing a little dance. This guy's really bad at shooting. He's not very good at it. And we can just shoot him. He's a one-shot death. I actually don't even think that hard difficulty increases the health of enemies. Oh, I screwed that up. I always forget about that. But in traditional Mega Man fashion, you know, you sort of just learn how enemies react to you, or you learn basically where enemies are, pretty much. Now, in a different fashion to Mega Man traditionally, is you don't have lives. There's no lives. You can never really lose the game per se. You can always keep going. Cake is, by the way, how you regain your health, which you can see in the top left corner there. But essentially, you have pretty much 1 life per level, and there's usually 2 screens. At least in the early levels, there are 2 screens. In later levels, there are more. I mean, there's up to like 5 or whatever, I think. Probably more than that, 5 actually. The last level or the last couple levels anyway, has quite a few. So Oh, I shouldn't have got hit there, but it doesn't really matter. It's the end of the level. We got some more delicious cake. Clive loves his cake. And soon you'll see, after we get past this little section here, which I think that's a duck. Oh, no, that's the wolf. First wolf that you encounter in the game. Also, this section is kind of butts, because you have to kill this wolf here. That's kind of a jerk, and you can only know about it if you've done the level before, or you've done that before. So I can actually show you if you wanted. If I die here, as I do, you start at the very beginning of the level. So like I said, there's multiple screens to any given level, but how the heck did I hit that guy? Alright, that's very strange. But multiple screens to any given level, and essentially, I made that same mistake again. But essentially, the multiple screens to any level, you have 1 life per that. And each level takes about a minute to beat. I mean, that's with me playing the game for the first time. I mean, I spent about a minute playing each level of the game. So, and like I said, I beat the game. The later levels take a little bit longer, but it's still roughly about a minute to beat all the levels full way through. There's no really, I don't know, I will say there's no incentive to play through it again other than, like, you know, you liking the game, because there's no even New Game Plus or anything like that, which I don't expect that there would be, but, you know, there's nothing like that. Obviously, I'm ignoring this this upgrade that we have here, even though I do want to talk about that. I will talk about that in a second. But anyway, so yeah, the progression is just purely based on, you know, your own desire to finish the game, and there's no reason to play through it again unless you've enjoyed yourself, which I did, so I totally did. But as you see, stage is cleared. It took us 81 seconds, but that's because I was messing around mostly. If I was going the full way, we would not take that long. Also, just introduced a new enemy type, guys who jump out of the floorboards, which is pretty cool. There's quite a few, as far as considering the amount of levels in the game, there's actually a pretty good amount of enemy variety, which I can appreciate, because, you know, how much enemy variety can you really get out of a Wild West thing? But it got quite a bit of enemy variety there. So anyway, so as you can see here, now we're getting to the real traditional Mega Man platformy shoot dudes thing, and there's another new enemy type that I think I screwed up that jump because I'm dumb. I screwed up that jump like 80 times when I first played the game. Yeah, you know, considerable amount of enemy variety. There's again a lot of Mega Man just platformy, you know, jumping puzzles that can get annoying a couple times. But I will say that the way that the game's paced, with the 1 life per level, pretty much, you do sort of. It really stops you from getting frustrated on difficult sections. Why is this guy not there? It's very strange, actually. I've never seen that. It's kind of weirded me out. Oh god, that guy almost shot me with the thing. Alright, he's dead. But yeah. There's a lot of, you don't get frustrated very often. Now, I'll talk about the upgrades. So we have this little shotgun bursty upgradey thing, right? And if you were paying attention, you'd probably have guessed by now. If you get hit, essentially, you lose, oh god, you lose the upgrade. So now I'm back to the regular old pistol. Which is whack, you know, it's pretty sad. But, you know, it works sort of on Mario rules, right? You get an upgraded gun, and it only lasts as long as you can not get hit. Oh, I almost got hit there. Ooh, that was a close one. Anyway, so yeah, it only lasts as long as you can not get hit for. And then after that, you know, you lose it. You lose it until you find another one. They're pretty abundant, and I will say the game's not, like, terribly difficult, especially if you're familiar with Mega Man. If you're familiar with Mega Man, then, you know, it shouldn't be too awfully difficult. More enemy types, a bird that drops eggs. This is pretty cool. This is a cool little platformy section where you have to learn how these things work, these little platforms. If you stand to the left, it'll go backwards. If you stand forward, it'll go forwards, obviously. And, oh, wolf, stay away, wolf. I don't really want to go to that wolf. Okay, and we got a new gun type, which is this awesome homing weapon, which I actually don't like. Oh god, we died a horrible death. That's okay, let's just keep going. This music right now in this level actually is very reminiscent to me of Mega Man in general. Actually, sounds a lot like the Mega Man 3 intro, or is it the Dr. Wily's Castle in Mega Man 2? I don't really know, but very reminiscent to me of those, and yeah, you always get this new homing gun. So it's kind of just showing you at this point that you are going to get different kinds of guns. I think there are 4 that I found on my own. I didn't find any secrets in the game, but that's not to say that there aren't any. Oh god, I screwed that up. Not to say that there aren't any. I didn't find any. But then again, I also didn't really look. It didn't seem like there were a lot of places to look, really, to be totally honest with you. So, I don't know if there are a lot of secrets in the game. There might be, there might not. I can't really be sure. Also, don't really want to show off the game too much because I will mention right now, this game is extremely, extremely short. I'm talking like super short. I don't know how to really... Oh god, we got hit there like a big dummy. But I don't really know how to emphasize this point, but the game is very short. I mean, you can probably knock this game out of the park in about an hour. There's only about an hour worth of gameplay here in Gunman Clive. Now, that hour is awesome. Like, seriously, really fun, especially if you're a fan of Mega Man and you yearn for more Mega Man-ness. Then this will suit your fancy. Darn it! We have to start at the beginning. Yeah, this will definitely pique your interest, I'd say. By the way, if you ever see my character turn around when I'm trying to shoot forward, that's because my controller is awful. Gosh darn Xbox controllers. But actually, you know what? This looks like a little bit of a secret-y area too, doesn't it? And I never looked. Oh, yep. See, there is a little bit of a secret. Maybe is that a secret, or is that something that you can just? Oh, I screwed up at the beginning. Or is that something that you just is there to save you? I'm not really sure. But like I said, the game is fairly casual, even well, especially by Mega Man standards, because Mega Man's not like the super casualiest of games. Yeah, I think this is just there to save you. Or I guess it's for you to be able to hit the wolf properly, safely. On hard, the game is actually not super easy. I will say that. So, you know, if you're seeking challenge, then hard difficulty certainly is a place to check. It's still not super duper hard, but like it's doable. I didn't beat it on hard, so I guess I can't really fully say. Also, it's important to note that Miss Johnson does play differently from Clive himself. So Clive, he jumps normally, but in a similar fashion to like Peach in Mario 2, Miss Johnson, she can actually float, which is pretty cool. So that's a cool little layer to the gameplay that, you know, perhaps would be underlooked or underappreciated, I suppose, as far as the depth of the game is concerned. But like I said, so the game is, you know, roughly an hour in length, which is gonna be really short for maybe even too short for a lot of people. But you also have to consider the game's $2. I mean, I don't know how many games on Steam are gonna be $2 that you can pick up. And honestly, if you're gonna spend your $2 on anything, whether that be, you know, a candy bar, say. Because candy bars actually, apparently, I haven't bought a candy bar in a long time, but I'm told that candy bars nowadays are actually $1.25. I haven't bought a candy bar in a very long time, but evidently candy bars $1.25. So if you want to spend $1.25 up to $2 if you're getting a fancy candy bar, you know, you could do that, or you could have an hour of really great entertainment with Gunman Clive. Now, like I said, so there are legitimate problems with the game, which are, you know, the short time span of it. But as far as the upsides are concerned, I think they far outweigh the shortness of the game, and it kind of just shows the potential of the series if there's ever going to be one. There actually hasn't been anything announced on the Gunman Clive front in a while, with I forget who it's on the title screen. We'll go see who makes it. It's I believe a Danish developer makes the game, and yeah, so you know it's not. There's a bunny rabbit, and we gotta kill the bunny rabbit. Oh, the bunny hit me. Now, actually, important to note. Oh, that's the fun little wrinkle. That's the one that I wanted to remind you of what the difference between hard and normal. So not only do you not only do you have less health, less hits, but it actually works on the old Mega Man style of gameplay where, you know, if I were to leave this screen, say if I were to go over here, then the guy on the other side of this window would respawn. The rabbit actually does seem to respawn, which is kind of funny, but no other character. I think the rabbit is just constantly spawning here. But anyway, so yeah, it doesn't actually respawn like it would in normal Mega Man. But on hard it does. So that if you want more Mega Man-y Mega Man-ness, then you know, play it on hard. It's a pretty fun game. I don't want to show too much more because, to be honest with you, we might be, you know, a quarter of the way through the game already in this video. Yeah, I mean, 15 seconds. Yeah, it's close, man. We're close to about. We're close to like a quarter of the way through the game. So yeah, I mean, the game very short, but a really, really fun experience and well worth $2. I mean, seriously. Like I said, consider your alternatives of what you could be spending $2 on. So we found another. Actually, I think we've encountered the first boss right here. Yes, indeed we have. So there are, I think, 3 bosses, official bosses in the game, anyway. And they have different, you know, sort of Mega Man-y rules to them. You just sort of got to learn their patterns in general. And once you do that, you can pretty much take them out fairly easily, I'd say. Oh, okay, that was a close one, but interesting. Maybe we get another upgrade, which is sweet, because this does more damage. Okay, yeah, and we took him out. But I'm not actually going to finish that there. I did defeat the boss, but yeah, the game is made by Bertil. This is why I didn't remember it, because it is really hard to say. Bertil Horberg? Man, is that an awful pronunciation of his name? It probably is. His name probably isn't Horberg. Literally a town of whores. I'm sorry, Bertil Horberg, if I'm pronouncing your name horribly wrong, but Gunman Clive is really good if you're watching this video. So the only thing that I think I'll show you of Gunman Clive left, I could just erase this file. I don't really care. And let's go to file. Let's change to Miss Johnson, and let's change to hard difficulty. So just to show you the difference between the two characters. Oh, actually, that's weird. So my game must have been glitched before because it did actually show. So forget what I said earlier about it doesn't actually swap out Gunman Clive for the fair maiden, Miss Johnson. Evidently it does, and I'm totally wrong, but I swear to God it didn't when I tried it out, but maybe I'm just crazy. But anyway, yeah, so as you can see, the difference between Gunman Clive and Miss Johnson, not a huge one as far as, you know, movement and whatever is concerned. I don't think they actually have different speeds either. But what Miss Johnson can do is this. So she can kind of float in the air, and she can actually float like that. So if you're bad at the platformer segments, you can do this one. You can do just like this. And you know, I'll show you. Actually, can she fire while moving? Can Gunman Clive fire while moving? You know, these are all questions that I don't know the answer to. It seems like actually a little bit of an easier character to sort of master now that I think about it. Now that I see that you can, you know, dodge the way that you can. Oh God, I'm a dummy. But they gave us delicious cake. They do seem to drop, I think the game does a good job of dropping upgrades. One of the main problems with Mega Man is a lot of levels are designed, or not designed in such a way, but sort of foster the need to farm items. And what that means is, you know, you'll just, you know, spend a long time on the level, you know, farming up enemies, going back and forth between screens, and just farming up health or whatever, just so that you can beat it. And that's kind of boring. That's pretty boring. Let's be honest here. The game here, Gunman Clive, seems to give you abilities or you know, cake when you need it, when you've already lost health. They don't give you health when you don't need it. As far as guns are concerned, you pretty much get guns pretty frequently, and like I said, there are 4 different kinds, I think, in the game. You only get the last kind, I think, very at the final levels, so you'll miss out on a few throughout the whole game. But yeah, there's a couple that you get, and you unlock throughout well, you don't unlock them. That's sort of the other sad part that's different from Mega Man. You don't really unlock gun upgrades. You just sort of pick them up. And they just sort of just appear and stuff. But overall, if I had to give you a general idea or a consensus of how I feel about Gunman Clive, totally worth $2 freaking. Oh, that's not even, I thought maybe that was a secret or something, but you can't actually land on those. Anyway, so, yeah, if you want to know whether or not I think this is worth it, for sure. The art is beautiful, the music is great. This is another potential landing spot of a secret area. No, doesn't really look like. Yeah, I don't think that there are actually secrets in the game. And as you can see, this guy did respawn, so if you leave the screen, they come back. Or is he gonna come back? Yeah, okay. So you leave the screen, he comes back. That's the difference between hard and normal, is the enemies do respawn once you leave the screen, which is pretty cool. You know, I do like that. That was it's sort of funny because it's sort of like Space Invaders. How Space Invaders worked is, you know, as you... Oh, I killed myself, I'm dumb. But the old Space Invaders game, you know, the game where you shoot aliens on the top of the screen, they scroll back and forth and you shoot them. The way it works is you get... as you kill more aliens, they get faster, and the reason that they actually get faster, funnily enough, is because at the time the Atari couldn't actually run Space Invaders. There were too many things on the screen at the... No, he fell. There were too many things on the screen at once. So what was actually happening when it sped up was the frame rate was just increasing. That's all it was, just the frame rate increasing, because there were less objects on the screen at one time. And it ended up being a game mechanic, pretty much, that totally stuck through, you know, with it. Throughout, there was no series, but, you know, whenever anyone ever did a recreation or an homage to Space Invaders, oh god, that was really bad. Whenever anybody ever did an homage to Space Invaders, they, you know, they always make it so that the enemies speed up as you get farther in. And that was just a technical concern. The reason that I even bring that up, actually, is because Mega Man, the reason that enemies respawn when you leave the screen is because of memory! Oh god! It's because of memory. So they couldn't... That's actually why there wasn't even save games in the old Mega Man. Or they even did that password system. There just wasn't enough memory to save that kind of stuff. So there wasn't enough memory to save whether or not you've killed an enemy before. But it ended up being a game mechanic that is later emulated by other games who make a sort of an homage to Mega Man, or as a general game mechanic. So it's just funny how things work like that. Save points, similar way. But anyway, I'm completely digressing from the point. Gunman Clive, really good. I totally suggest it. Really fun. I absolutely really like how it changes to Miss Johnson when you... Is her name Miss Johnson? Hold your horses. I gotta say, yeah, it is Miss Johnson. Okay, I thought I was getting it wrong this whole time. But it does change, and it changed the music too, which is kind of cool. But anyway, yeah, I would totally suggest that you get Gunman Clive. Now, the links are down below to both the developer's Twitter, which you could follow, and see if he updates anything about whether he's gonna make Gunman Clive 2, which I totally hope he does, or like Gunman Clive X. Oh, that would be so cool. But the game is great, fantastic, way worth $2. I mean, like I said, consider the things that you could spend $2 on. So I would suggest you play Gunman Clive, and again, it's a bite-sized experience. You know, it's only an hour long, which it can be a downside, or it could be an upside to you. Maybe you just want to sit down, beat a game in like an hour, and if you want to do that, Gunman Clive's the game for you. So anyway, hopefully you guys enjoyed it. Thanks for watching. This has been Check Out Gunman Clive. All the links are down below for you to go pick up the game and purchase it yourself. The URL shortener links, by the way, I use Bitly. You don't have to be scared about those. I've been using them for a long time, and basically it's just so that I can track the clicks, so I can show that to other developers and whatnot, and see how many people clicked on the link to, you know, go buy the game or whatever, and give me a general idea of how well Checkout is doing to actually, I don't know, push copies of a game or something. I don't know. So just, you know, it's safe to click those links. I set them up myself, so there's no nothing to fear there. Conversely, if you are afraid of it anyway, you can just go to Steam and find it yourself. So yeah, Gunman Clive. Totally suggest it. Really fun. I beat it in like an hour and a half, or say maybe 2 hours. I'm not sure, but probably around an hour and a half. And yeah, it was worth my money. I do not feel bad about spending the $2 at all. It's a very good experience. So hopefully you guys enjoyed it. Thanks for watching. This has been Checkout. We do this super infrequently now, but hopefully more in the future, more very soon. So feel free to, you know, come by the channel whenever you get the chance. See if we do another Checkout video on another indie game, or just game in general, really, that warrants looking at. So thanks for watching. This is Alpaca Patrol signing out. Peace, fools.